Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Learner Podcast. I'm Anna. We're so happy you're here today. If you enjoy learning English with us, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more useful lessons and real-life conversations.
Hi everyone, I'm Tom, and I'm excited to learn English with you today.
Today's topic is real English conversation at the bank. This is a very useful topic because we often need to talk to bank staff in English in many situations.
Yes, that's right. When you go to a bank, you may need to open an account, deposit money, withdraw money, transfer money, or ask for help.
Let's start with simple and polite sentences. You can say, "Excuse me, I would like to open a bank account."
Or, "Can you help me, please?" Being polite is very important when you talk to bank staff.
You can also say, "I would like to deposit some money," or "I want to withdraw money."
Another useful sentence is, "I would like to check my balance."
You can also talk about your account. For example, "I have a savings account," or "I want to open a new account."
Yes, and you can ask questions like, "What documents do I need?" or "How long does it take to open an account?"
The bank staff may answer, "You need your ID," or "It takes a few minutes."
Let's try a simple conversation. I'll be the bank staff. You can say, "Excuse me, I would like to open a bank account."
And you can answer, "Sure. Can I see your ID, please?"
Then you can say, "Here you are."
And you can say, "Thank you. Please fill out this form."
You can also talk about depositing money. For example, "I would like to deposit this money into my account."
And the bank staff can say, "Please give me the money," or "Please sign here."
Another situation is withdrawing money. You can say, "I would like to withdraw $100.
And the bank staff may say, "Please enter your PIN," or "Here is your money."
You can also talk about transferring money. For example, "I want to transfer money to another account."
And you can ask, "Can you help me with the transfer?"
Another important topic is asking about fees. You can say, "Are there any fees?" or "Is there a charge for this service?"
And the answer can be, "Yes, there is a small fee," or "No, it is free."
You can also ask about services. For example, "Do you have online banking?" or "Can I use a mobile app?"
And the bank staff may say, "Yes, you can use our app," or "You can access your account online."
Another useful situation is when you have a problem. You can say, "I lost my card," or "My card is not working."
Or, "I forgot my PIN," which is also a common problem.
And the bank staff can say, "We can help you," or "We will give you a new card."
You can also ask for help clearly. For example, "Can you explain this to me?" or "I don't understand."
That's very important, because banking language can sometimes be difficult.
You can also talk about time. For example, "How long will it take?" or "When can I get my card?"
And the answer can be, "It will take a few days," or "You can get it today."
Talking about banking is very useful because it is part of real life and important for everyone.
Yes, and practicing these simple and polite sentences will help you feel more comfortable when you go to a bank.
Remember, you don't need difficult words. Simple and clear sentences are enough.
The more you practice, the more confident you will become when speaking English at the bank. Now let's talk about more real-life situations at the bank and how you can use English naturally in different situations. For example, you can start by saying, "Excuse me, can you help me?"
Then you can explain your situation, like, "I would like to open a bank account," or "I want to deposit some money."
Let's try a short conversation. I'll ask, "How can I help you?"
I can answer, "I would like to open a bank account."
Then I can say, "Sure, can I see your ID, please?"
And I can reply, "Yes, here you are."
Then I can say, "Please fill out this form."
And I can ask, "How long does it take?"
And I can answer, "It takes about 10 minutes.
You can also ask about different types of accounts. For example, "What kind of accounts do you have?"
And the bank staff may say, "We have savings accounts and current accounts."
Another situation is depositing money. You can say, "I would like to deposit this money into my account."
And the bank staff can say, "Please give me the money," or "Please sign here."
Let's try another conversation. I'll ask, "What would you like to do?"
I can answer, "I would like to deposit $200 into my account."
Then I can say, "Okay, please sign this form."
And I can ask, "Can I have a receipt, please?"
And I can answer, "Yes, here you are."
Another common situation is withdrawing money. You can say, "I would like to withdraw $100.
And the bank staff may say, "Please enter your PIN," or "Please show your ID."
You can also ask, "What is my balance?"
And the answer can be, "Your balance is $500."
Another useful situation is transferring money. You can say, I would like to transfer money to another account.
And you can ask, what information do you need?
The bank staff may say, I need the account number and the name.
Let's try another short dialogue. I'll ask, how can I help you today?
I can answer, I want to transfer money to my friend.
Then I can say, please give me the account details.
And I can ask, is there a fee?
And I can answer, yes, there is a small fee.
You can also talk about problems. For example, my card is not working, or I lost my card.
And the bank staff can say, don't worry, we will help you, or we will give you a new card.
You can also ask for help. For example, can you explain this to me? Or, I don't understand this form.
That's very useful, especially when something is not clear.
Another situation is asking about online banking. You can say, can I use online banking?
And the answer can be, yes, you can use our mobile app.
You can also ask, how can I use the app?
And the bank staff can explain step by step.
Another useful situation is asking about opening hours. You can say, what time do you open? Or, what time do you close?
And the answer can be, we open at 8 a.m. and close at 5 p.m.
You can also ask about getting a new card. For example, can I get a new debit card?
And the bank staff can say, yes, please fill out this form, or you will receive it in a few days.
Another situation is asking about your PIN. You can say, I forgot my PIN. What should I do?
And the answer can be, we can help you reset your PIN.
You can also ask about checking your account. For example, can I check my balance online?
And the answer can be, yes, you can check it on our website or app.
Another situation is asking for help with a transaction. You can say, I made a mistake. Can you help me?
And the bank staff can say, yes, we will check it for you.
You can also talk about waiting. For example, how long do I need to wait?
And the answer can be, please wait for a few minutes.
Another useful sentence is, can you repeat that, please?
Or, can you speak more slowly if you don't understand?
These are very helpful in real conversations at the bank.
Yes, using these sentences will help you communicate clearly and politely.
Practicing many small conversations like these will help you become more confident.
The more you practice, the more natural your English will sound in real-life situations at the bank. Now, let's talk about how to practice English naturally when you go to the bank. One of the best ways is to use your real-life experiences. When you visit a bank, try to use simple English sentences, even if you feel a little nervous.
Yes, that's a great idea. Real-life practice helps you remember words and sentences more easily.
You can also practice before you go to the bank. For example, you can imagine a conversation and say it out loud, like, I would like to open an account, or I want to deposit money.
Practicing before the real situation makes you feel more confident and prepared.
Another useful way is to practice thinking in English. For example, when you are at the bank, you can think, now I will talk to the staff, or I need to fill out this form.
Thinking in English helps you respond faster when someone speaks to you.
You can also write short sentences about your banking experience. For example, today I went to the bank. I deposited money and asked about my balance.
Writing helps you organize your ideas and remember useful vocabulary.
Another strategy is to practice with a friend or family member. You can take turns being the customer and the bank staff.
For example, one person can say, how can I help you? And the other person can answer, I would like to withdraw some money.
This kind of role play is very helpful because it feels like a real situation.
You can also record yourself speaking. Try to say a short dialogue and then listen to your pronunciation and improve it.
Another tip is to learn common banking vocabulary step by step. Start with simple words like account, money, deposit, and withdraw.
Then you can learn more words like transfer, balance, fee, or receipt.
Using these words and sentences will help you remember them better.
You can also practice asking questions. For example, what do I need? Or how long does it take?
Asking questions is very important because it helps you get the information you need.
Another idea is to listen to English conversations at banks, such as videos or recordings. Pay attention to how people speak politely.
Yes, you will hear useful phrases like, can you help me? Or please fill out this form.
You can also practice explaining problems. For example, I lost my card, or my card is not working.
And you can practice solutions, like, I need a new card, or can you help me fix this problem?
Another useful tip is to add details to your sentences. For example, I would like to withdraw $100 from my savings account.
Adding details makes your English clearer and more natural.
You can also practice describing your actions step by step. For example, first I go to the bank, then I talk to the staff. After that, I deposit money.
This helps you speak longer and more clearly in English.
Another idea is to practice being polite. Always use words like please, thank you, and excuse me.
Polite language is very important when you talk to bank staff.
You can also practice using English in your daily life, not only at the bank. The more you use English, the better you will become.
Remember, you don't need perfect English. Simple and clear sentences are enough to communicate.
The most important thing is to practice regularly and not be afraid of making mistakes.
Yes, every time you practice, you improve your speaking skills and build your confidence. Now, let's wrap up our discussion about real English conversations at the bank. Remember, using simple and polite sentences will help you communicate clearly and confidently.
Yes, and don't forget to add small details when you speak. For example, I would like to withdraw $100 from my savings account. Or, I want to open a new account today. These details make your English more natural.
Another tip is to practice every day, even for a few minutes. You can speak out loud, practice with a friend, or think in English about what you want to do at the bank.
And remember, making mistakes is normal. Don't be afraid to speak. Every time you practice, your confidence will grow.
Listening is also very important. You can watch videos or listen to conversations about banking. Pay attention to how people ask questions and give answers.
You can also practice asking questions, like, what documents do I need? Or, are there any fees? Asking questions helps you have real conversations.
Another useful strategy is to explain your needs clearly. For example, I would like to transfer money to another account, or I need help with my card.
You can also talk about problems in solutions. For example, I lost my card, so I need a new one. Or, my card is not working, can you help me? Practicing these situations helps you feel ready for real-life conversations.
You can also practice describing your experience. For example, I went to the bank yesterday. I opened a new account and deposited some money.
Another tip is to use polite expressions like please, thank you, and excuse me. These words make your conversation sound friendly and respectful.
You can also practice step-by-step sentences. For example, first I talk to the staff, then I fill out the form, after that I wait for my card.
This helps you speak longer and more clearly in English.
You can also practice using numbers and amounts. For example, I deposited $200, or my balance is $500. This is very useful in banking situations.
Another helpful idea is to practice different roles. Sometimes you can be the customer, and sometimes you can be the bank staff. This helps you understand both sides of the conversation.
You can also try to repeat useful sentences many times so they become natural for you. For example, I would like to open an account, or can you help me, please?
Remember, the more you practice speaking, listening, reading, and writing, the more confident you will become.
Thank you so much for listening to the English Learner podcast today. We hope this episode helps you feel more confident when you go to the bank.
Yes, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more lessons and real-life conversations. Practice a little every day and use English in your daily life.
See you in the next episode. Keep learning, stay confident, and enjoy your English journey.
Bye, everyone. Keep practicing, use English at the bank, and have fun while learning.
Remember, every small step helps you improve. Keep going and never give up.